Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be another specific message video. Um, I'll talk about a couple of things in the beginning and then I'll start pulling out the cards. Um, I saw um, some pictures of like wolf packs in the US, and they had the different wolf packs color coded on a map, and um, it was distinct and apparent that the wolf packs respected the territories of the other wolf packs. Um, I thought that was interesting um, for animals and the way that they live their lives, and um, it seems more straightforward than the types of lives that we have as humans. I felt that that was prevalent. And another thing that's a little random, but I feel like it kind of goes with the discussion, is that um, I was knitting in a bookstore. I do that a lot when I do that in general, but I do that when I visit my godmothers because I try to leave to go back to this area at a time where there is hopefully not as much traffic. And um, I was working on the Pray for Ukraine mittens, and sometimes I hear the whispers, and had I have heard different things which were also interesting, because sometimes their thoughts are so direct, or there to a point where it's almost like they're talking out loud. And one of them, because I was about to leave, and I guess another thing is that I pick up a drink, like a frappuccino or something, before I leave, so it's full when I am driving up. And um, there was someone that was about to like sit in that area too, and saw what I was working on and was like, well, they're gonna die anyway. And I was like, well, I didn't say anything. Um, I, I just took that and I packed my stuff up and I drove down here. Um, and then for the last couple of weeks, it kind of has stood out, this other whisper. Um, when I make these types of videos, and it was that like, you're a murderer. Um, I don't know what that says about me because I sleep great at night, but I just feel like I do what I know how to do, and I try to even out the score and then some. I also feel like I'm clearing the air on some things that don't really get talked about, at least in this part of the world. Um, and they are things that people don't usually want to talk about. Um, one of those topics is war. And like even back in the day during the Vietnam War, when the troops went to go to Vietnam and then they came back expecting people to be happy to see them, happy that they served their country. Uh, and at that time, there was a lot of rioting and people being extremely upset because they it was giving the impression that they were supporting this and that they were murderers and that they did these things out of support of the tragedies that come out of war. And there's just um, the idea of being supportive of life and not in a sense of um, the pro-life movement with making decisions or um, not making the decisions of the rights for women to have abortions, which is another subject, but pro-life in a way where humans live and they really live to experience all of the things that life comes with the big changes and the mundane things that they see and do. And it's important. And so it just all those things to say that um, I am still doing this and I'm not finished. So I'm going to continue to say things. And if anything else comes to mind when I'm making these videos, and even for this video, I'm sure I'm going to bring it up. Because sometimes, and not all the time, I, I guess it hits differently if it's their child in the war, or their child, their spouse, or family member that's starving, or that's a prisoner of war. So we'll get started on the reading. It's another repeat card. So The card is Indigo and Crystal Children. Archangel Metatron, you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. And then career transitions at the bottom of the deck. Archangel Chamiel, your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. And as I was saying those things, I felt like um, just kind of tingles on like um, my back, like where I guess wings would be, and it kind of feels like when the angels speak through you. As I say that, um, the bottom of the deck for the Slavic Legends is the Devil card. And again, it's just a card, so we'll see what the other messages are and how the other cards are in the reading. And I don't know, just on occasion, I kind of feel like I want to have some McDonald's, which I did. Um, I did get more than what I needed, which is usually what happens because I'm the only one that's eating the food, and I buy so much food. It's like I buy the amount of food as if I'm feeding a family of five. But I had these leftover chicken nuggets. When I kind of was like in and out of forgetting and remembering that I had them because I had other snacks that I bought. Um, but I had it before I started this video, and it's kind of like there's so much preservatives in there and other things that I was getting like heartburn after I finished eating the leftover of the chicken nuggets. And um, I'll keep pulling out cards. I know that that probably is just the chicken nuggets, but it also kind of feels a little symbolic too of like yearning, which can kind of be linked to the devil card in a way. Where energy just holds you in maybe one place and then maybe an energy in another place. And then when I was at my godmother's, I slept I slept until around like noon, but she did open the door because I stay in the room that's in the basement, and she brought down food around like 8 o'clock or something. Um, and then by the time I like woke up around 12 to start eating the food that she dropped off, she came back down and brought more food down. So this is another reason why I didn't really need to buy so much food. And one other card that I turned over is the Page of Cups. And as I was saying with that yearning energy, I feel like that really depicts the Page of Cups well. Um, because you see that the person in here is playing his. To be honest, I don't know what instrument that is, but it looks like maybe it's a guitar. It's maybe a Ukrainian guitar, but I'm I'm sure I'm probably just saying the stupid stuff, but and with the Page of Cups, with it being one of the younger energies or archetypes in the deck, even though there's an older person, because there's the Page Knight Queens and Kings in the court cards in the minor arcana, it does feel like it it's giving off the energy of like young love or like high school sweethearts or your first love, that type of energy. It's an energy that kind of sticks with you. It may be a newness that it hasn't been experienced before. And maybe it was slow too, because with the Devil card, it has like, it looks like a ram head. And rams, they have like 2 layers of, they believe, like in their, like that area where there's of their skull for when they um, headbutt each other. So that could have been like a stubbornness that came out of it, or like a reluctant energy that came out of that. Um, and I feel like because I feel like it's linked to the career transition. It doesn't have to be a career, but a major shift in general, because if you've been doing a job like for X amount of years, or even doing like this, that, and the third for a long time, and at this point, it's like, what's the point of changing? I might as well just stay where I'm at or do the same things that I've been doing. Um, I feel that it's finally coming to terms and feeling and hearing and seeing the beauty of this change. And as I said, with like transition and that it took a while, the card that I got is the Six of Cups. And that card is really like, it could be like childhood memories too. And for some reason, what came up too was like childhood trauma. So if you're trying to do something differently, but feel like you were burned in the past when you tried to do something, then I feel like that part of that moment just stuck with you. And then from that moment on, you're just like, there's no way I'm gonna open my heart to this because the last time I tried opening my heart to this, it just was wasn't what I wanted it to be. It just wasn't it. I feel like there's definitely more of a practical approach. I didn't know that there were two cards that came out with that, but it's the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles with the Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles. And I say it might be a little different. And I'm just going to give relationships as an example since the Page of Cups did come out first, and then the Six of Cups. Um, just because, like, when you're younger, and then a lot of relationships, I'm not saying all of them, because some people end up marrying people that they've dated for a super long time. But sometimes, like, when you date people and then when you're younger, like, it doesn't have a lot of substance to it. But then as you get older and you go through things and see the practicalness, I guess, of the dynamics of a relationship. Like, you may like somebody, but if they can't have regular conversations and consistent conversations, if that's what you're looking for, some people aren't looking for that, um, then it'll be, it might be difficult for you to be happy. And that doesn't have to be, again, with relationships, since the career card came out too. It could be with a career. Um, what is it that you aren't willing to compromise? And that's a conversation that was in another reading a couple of readings ago too, when I was filming it at my godmother's house, one of the earlier ones. Um, and as I said, one energy is here, the other energy is there, because you have the Five of Coins, Five of Pentacles. And this could also be a waiting period too. For some, it might be difficult because of that yearning energy. Maybe if you already talked to this person, which it seems like you have, or the career was at a halt, it's hard to move forward. But just because you move forward doesn't mean you can't bring certain things or certain people with you. But then again, on the other side, like, when you move forward, why would you want to bring certain things or certain people with you? Um, some things aren't transferable, and they aren't moving for a reason. And I'm not saying for everybody it's like because that's it, like it's done. Um, for some, especially in this reading, it's like until we meet again type of energy. And for some that someone had to maybe move or go away or was like drafted, could be like a spouse or family member. It's hitting deep in a way where it's like when you listen to a song and then sometimes you're like all of a sudden you're crying. I don't know, that's just me. But like the people at home that are missing your presence, it's like they don't want to touch your stuff. They want to keep stuff how it is. Like your bedroom, maybe they go into your bedroom and they sit on the bed and they reminisce on the times that you were together. Um, Maybe it's like your spouse or somebody that maybe is tidying up the house and they don't want to pick up those clothes, like the dirty laundry that's on the floor because that's where you left it and that's where they want the time to be. Um, like a time in another time, but at the same time wanting things to move forward so that they can experience that again and not just hold on to this um, laundry. And for some reason, I got the word evacuate. And even with career and keeping up with the times too, and making the times work for you, and trying to, I don't use this word lightly because I rarely use it, but manifest the things that you want or who you want is with the King of Swords here. There's a sensibility that comes out of the King of Swords. Another thing that I saw was that, like, it was another post of parents are freaking out because ice cream cones are now 14.50 and um, it's like they were definitely not that expensive before, and with those changes like the constant increase of prices and maybe that's career transition, like that was like the give and take of it because needing to do this in order to sustain this, in order to support you, because in these times, like, times have changed and times are not as good as how they used to be. There's a choice of renewing a cycle. Because you have the Nine of Coins here, the Nine of Pentacles, and this is an established energy. And with that, there's also the Ten of Coins and the Ten of Pentacles. Or Ten of Coins or Ten of Pentacles, and then the Ten of Swords. So these two tens like come at the end, and um, it's interesting because one card is more like abundant with all of the plants looking like they're thriving in the it would be sunlight, and then the Ten of Swords, it's kind of like dreary and the sunflowers, they're still there's so many of them, and they haven't died or anything. So it's like, was this worth it? Is what I'm getting. Because you have an established energy with the Nine of Coins and with the Ten of Coins. And yet the Ten of Swords gives off the impression that this just isn't enough, or this isn't it, or I just need something or someone. And someone that's different, because with the Nine of Coins, she has a parrot, and the parrot is almost like a companion. Um, Maybe someone to talk to. And then you see with the Ten of Swords here, it's like the flowers on the face. So two coins and two swords cards coming out of the Sunflower Field Tarot. This was a really consistent card that was coming up towards the beginning of these types of readings. The Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Coins. It feels like a person that's just so invested or sunk into one area of their life that they haven't at that time opened their hearts or accepted or learned to um, maybe prioritize more than one thing that was important to them. With the Page of Cups and the Sun card, I feel like these link together. Because I'm getting like a sentimental, like love story type of energy. And I know I was talking about war in the beginning, but this is the reading that popped up. The struggles that war brings. But seeing the light and the darkness type of energy with the Sun card. Another Ten of Swords that comes out of the Slavic Legends Tarot. Slavic Legends Tarot. And that's how to overcome the obstacle energy. another sun card. I don't think I've ever had that before, having more than one sun card come out, which is amazing. And this is just energy that's shining super bright right now, which it feels liberating and it feels so hopeful. And it makes me super happy because I did the other channeled message where I was talking about the cauldron and then collecting light with the grandfather and grandmother energy and the daughter energy too. And the sun card comes out twice. It's like, um, that's pretty extreme. Like after having the Seven of Wands in the obstacle position, which is like the most obstacle card that well, not the most, but it is pretty direct to have that in that position where it's just like trying to keep up with all the tasks and maybe problems that come up. And when you feel like one thing is done, then five other things pop up, and then it's just like nonstop. But you have to keep going because if you just like neglect something, then it's like you still have that problem, but then five other things pop up, and then it just keeps going. With this, with the Ten of Swords, it feels like it's letting go of struggles and worry because you have it with the Sun card. And that's pretty amazing, again, to have the Sun card come out twice in this reading. So that's a really extremely hopeful sign. Again, these readings, like things can change, like based off of the things that you do and the energy and because of life. But it's just really good that the Sun card came out like that, along with the Eight of Cups to clarify the Seven of Wands. It just feels like needing, and it doesn't feel like the word that force wants to come out because it's not forced in a way where you're forcing change to happen. This is like change, honestly, that should have happened a while ago. And again, because of like the domino effect, like because he chose this, all of these things happened and almost picking up the pieces. But now, after going through that life transition, it makes you realize the capacity and importance that something or somebody has. And it can also be more like on the patriotic side too. The present card is the Four of Cups. This was also a really common card that would constantly come up towards the beginning of these readings. And with that, it's like life gives you this, or even your guides give you this, or like they tell you this, or the angels, like, um, or your spirit guides, whatever you believe in, give you certain things. And for a while, like choosing not to go for it, but now it's like, um, life just closes in on you. Because it kind of feels like with the Devil card that came out in the beginning, almost a destructive path. And this is such a profound reading. Oh my god, I'm kind of like, honestly, like, I'm like shook right now because with, I was like asking in my head, like with the Four of Cups and those things that they're given, and then what if they can't leave? The card that I got coming out of that is, sorry, there's like the sparkle on my card. Honestly, I don't know where it came from. The, well, these are the two cards that came out. Temperance and the Six of Wands. This is like, sorry, I'm just like shook because it just seems like such a good reading. And honestly, I never do this because I don't want to say, well, I just love pulling out cards and just for funsies, like I just keep pulling out cards. And sometimes like when it's an hour in, I'm just like, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have kept pulling cards, but I'm gonna stop after these two cards because this reading is like really, um, I'm here for it. It's the Temperance card and the Six of Wands. Did I say Temperance? Anyway, the Temperance card came out and the Six of Wands. Which this Temperance card is such a it's a card of stability, especially for these times of war, especially I would get because initially there's like an angel that's on the Rider Waite Smith version of the Temperance card. And then this is also linked to Sagittarius too. And Sagittarius is like the only sign that has like a that they're holding a weapon on, with their sign. So it's that calmness in the midst of chaos, which I have mentioned before. Like what if they can't leave? And then you get the Temperance card. It's like the angels like just saying that who said that they can't leave? Who said that they can't do this? Who said that life is going to be like this forever? Because you have the Six of Wands, and the Six of Wands is like, it's like a card that just screams victory. And it's an everyday thing. And I haven't said this in a while, but you celebrate your victories, and then you get more victories, and that's just the mindset that you're always winning something. Okay, I'm gonna end it here because this is like the first time I actually didn't go, I just didn't keep pulling out cards. Um, just started off with the Devil card and now it's like ending with the Temperance and the Six of Wands. This is really good. So thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you in another video.